My app is called the Climate Closet. I made it with the goal that a user could go onto the app and figure out what clothes they should wear for the weather. And there are a few other features that I'll go over as well. It came from a long list of ideas. I thought it would be an interesting idea, especially because I haven't seen anything like it. And also because I thought of a few people that I know, as well as myself, that would find this useful. So I started out by creating some scenarios. These scenarios helped me to get a general idea of some uses for the app, and then I added some personas so that I could get an idea in my head of the kinds of people that might use the app, and that way I was able to think about that through my design process, and it helped me just stay on task. So with my sketches and refinements, I started out with a lot of loose like icon sketches, screen sketches, a lot of which changed. Here's some of my refinements. Again, I have some like messiness here that I didn't like, and I'm missing a lot of screens, and that will change later on as well. But with these sketches, the refined ones, I did my first set of usability testing. My usability testing ended up telling me that I had a lot I needed to fix. Things like adding buttons so that the user could get back to the main screen, adding a way to add the time onto the reminder feature instead of just the name, because that's how reminders work and it needs to be usable. So I kept all of that in mind, and I moved on to my wireframes. Now my wireframes had far too few pages when I first did them, but that's part of the process, and I ended up using those for my second set of usability testing, and this is where I ran into a lot of problems as well. Things like the settings didn't have enough functions in them, and I wasn't able to get a user from a setting back to the main page. I did add the reminder time feature, and I had to add a page for switching out to a different user, which I didn't have in the first place. But I learned a lot from these tests, and I moved on to my prototypes, and there were quite a few changes that I had to make throughout this, lots of buttons and stuff I had to add, but this is what my final prototypes ended up looking like. I have buttons here that lead places. I finally added some X's that'll lead you back to the page that you were on. From the settings, you can get back to the main page. You can get back to this opening page if you want to change that setting as well. All of that stuff I had to add and think about. And then finally, these are my final screens. I have 12 of them. And I probably could have added more, but I feel like this is a very concise way of presenting the app. And it is all completely functional. I didn't feel like I was missing any screens anymore once I got to this point. And then these are my mock-ups for the app. Just makes it look nice and presentable. I think I did solve a lot of the problems. The app has a lot of pages for setting reminders to bring umbrellas or make sure to grab a coat, and things like here's the suggested clothes for today, but if you're more of a cold person, you can wear an extra jacket and things like that. And I think it came out very well. Yeah, that's all I have.